Hello students, welcome to my class. Myself is Jyoti Kiran, Assistant Professor, Government First Grade College, Tiptur. Today I am going to explain reduction formula. In reduction formula, one of the important method is reduction Leibniz rule. Okay, let us start the class. So differentiation under the integral sign, that is Leibniz rule. The method differentiation under integral sign is a useful operation in calculus from which the evaluation of certain definite integrals can be made simple. Formally, it can be discussed as follows. Consider an integral involving one parameter alpha. This is called alpha and it can be represented as f of alpha. Here alpha is a parameter which is equal to integral of, it's a definite integral, a to b f of x comma alpha into dx. X is a variable and alpha is a parameter. Okay, where f of x comma alpha is a function of two variables x and alpha, and a and b are either constants or function of alpha. A and b limits, lower limit and upper limit. To find the derivative of f of alpha when it exists, it is not possible to first evaluate the integral and then to find the derivative. Such problems are solved using the following rules called Leibniz rules of differentiation under integral sign. This can be represented as f dash of alpha. Differentiation under the integral sign, f of alpha is there, and on differentiation it will become f dash alpha, which is equal to d, that is derivative of f of alpha by d of alpha. Okay, in the theorem 1, Leibniz rules when the limits of integrations are the functions of the parameter alpha. If f of alpha is equal to, with the limits a of alpha to b of alpha, lower limit to upper limit with respect to alpha, f of x comma alpha d of dx, then differentiation d by d alpha f of alpha is equal to partial differentiation del alpha with respect to alpha, differentiation partially with respect to alpha of the function f of x comma alpha into dx. Then f dash d by d alpha of f of alpha become f dash of alpha is equal to integral of a to b with respect to alpha del by del alpha f of x comma alpha dx plus limits, upper limit f of b comma alpha, b of alpha comma alpha d by d alpha b alpha minus of lower limit f of a variable a comma alpha, a of alpha comma alpha d by d alpha a alpha. This is the theorem number 1. So next we move on to theorem number 2. In theorem number 2, Leibniz rule when the limits of integrations are constant. In the previous theorem, the limits of integration are variables. With alpha is there, variable in the place of variable. Here the limits of integration are constant. We know that the derivative of a constant is 0. Then we move on to the proof of the theorem. If f of alpha is equal to integral of a to b f of x comma alpha dx, where a and b are constants, then d by d alpha of b of alpha, upper limit is 0, derivative is limit is constant is there, derivative of a constant is 0, and d by d alpha a of alpha is equal to 0. Both the limits are constant, its derivative exists 0. Hence the above result, theorem 1 reduced to previous theorem 1, reduced to this form, f dash of alpha is equal to integral of a to b del by del alpha f of x comma alpha dx. Hence the theorem number 2. Then we move on to the application of Leibniz rule. So by using in example 1, by using the Leibniz rule of differentiation under the integral side, evaluate integral of 0 to pi by 2 dx by alpha 1 plus cos x, where alpha is a parameter. So in this we can see there are two variables for x and alpha. Here take it as alpha is a parameter. So okay, so in the solution part we can see, let us take the given function expressed as represented as f of alpha. F of alpha is equal to, so this is the given function, integral of 0 to pi by 2 dx by alpha 1 plus cos x. Differentiate with respect to alpha by Leibniz rule under the integral sign. Under the integral sign, the first integral is there, then differentiation, partially differentiation is there. So on both sides we have to differentiate. So in the LHS side, d by d alpha of f of alpha is equal to integral of 0 to pi by 2 del by del alpha 1 divided by alpha 1 plus cos x dx. Here we have to differentiate partially with respect to alpha. 1 plus cos x is the constant, that is the partial differentiation. So 1 by alpha with respect to alpha differentiation is going on. 1 by alpha differentiation is minus 1 by alpha square. 1 divided by 1 plus cos x remains constant into dx. Then d by d alpha f of alpha become f dash of alpha is equal to minus 1 by alpha square 0 to pi by 2 dx. Here we make use of the properties of trigonometric formulas. 1 plus cos x is 2 cos square x by 2. Okay, in the next step we can see that 2 is a constant right outside, minus 1 by 2a square 0 to pi by 2 1 by cos square x by 2 is secant square x by 2 into dx, which is equal to minus 1 by 2a square. Integral of secant square is tan, then tan with the limits is x by 2, its integration is 1 by 2 0 to pi by 4. Then minus 1 by alpha square, here 2 get cancelled, then upper limit is tan x is pi by 4 minus lower limit tan 0. Then f dash of alpha is equal to minus 1 by alpha square tan 45 degrees 1, tan 0 is 0. We get the differentiation is minus 1 by alpha square. Integrating both sides with respect to alpha, we get f dash of alpha becomes f of alpha is equal to integration minus 1 by alpha square becomes 1 by alpha plus c. From 1 and 2 it is not possible to find the constant of integration c. From equation 1 and 2 it is not possible. Then therefore we get the final answer, f of alpha is equal to 1 by alpha plus c, but f of alpha is 0 to pi by 2 dx by alpha 1 plus cos x, which is equal to 1 by alpha plus c. The c will remains the same. So this is the required solution for this problem. Okay, we move on to the next problem, example 2. By using the Leibniz rule of differentiation under the integral sign, evaluate integral of 0 to 1 x to the power of alpha is there minus 1 by log x dx, where alpha is a parameter, and hence deduce that this result, this integral is equal, this integral function is equal to, we have to prove that log 4, we have to deduce that from this given function. Okay, let us see the solution part. Let us take f of alpha is equal, let us take f of alpha is equal to 0 to 1 x to the power of alpha minus 1 by log x into dx. Apply the Leibniz rule under the integral sign. So then f of alpha become f dash of alpha is equal to 0 to 1 del by del alpha, under the integral sign it become del by del alpha x to the power of alpha minus 1 by log x into dx. Here log x is a constant, we have to differentiate only x to the power of alpha. differentiate partially with respect to alpha. The here is there, alpha is there. Okay, 1 by log x is constant. Then what is the differentiation of x to the power of alpha is x to the power of alpha log x. This is in the form of, we know about the differentiation del by del alpha of x to the power of alpha. It is in the form of a power of x power of a, x power of a, x power of alpha log x. Okay, so here then we write it as x to the power of alpha log x. Here log x cancel, only x to the power of alpha will remains. Okay, x to the power of alpha into dx. Integrate this function with respect to x. Here x is there, here also x is there. Then it will become x to the power of alpha plus 1 by alpha plus 1 with the limit 0 to 1. F dash of alpha is 1 by alpha plus 1. On applying the limits, we get this required answer. So integrating both the side with respect to alpha, we get f dash of alpha. Differentiation and integration cancel. We get f of alpha is equal to, again we get the integral side. Integral of 1 by alpha plus 1 d alpha plus c. So what is the integral of 1 by alpha plus 1 is log of alpha plus 1 plus c. Here we have to find the constant of integration if it is possible. To find, in the previous problem it is not possible to find the constant of integration. In this problem C is there. For removing the terms the constant of integration, we have to substitute alpha is equal to 0 in both the equation 1 and 2. Okay, let us say put alpha is equal to 0 when equation 1. This is the equation 1. Okay, f of 0 is equal to 0 to 1, x to the power of 0 minus 1 by log x. Here x to the power of 0 becomes 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay, it is 0. Then f of 0 is 0. Then again same, put alpha is equal to 0 in equation 2. This is equation 2. So then it will becomes log of 1, log 1 alpha is 0, log 1 plus, we know that log 1 is 0. Then it is also 0 plus c. F of 0 is c. F of 0 becomes c. Then f of alpha is equal to log of alpha plus 1. Then what is f of alpha? 0 to 1, x to the power of alpha minus 1 by log x gx is equal to log of alpha plus 1. Then taking alpha is equal to 3, we have to deduce this result log 4. Taking alpha is equal to 3 in this equation, we get integral of 0 to 1 x cube, alpha is equal to 3x cube minus 1 by log x dx, which is equal to log 4. This is the required result. Here we can see that we have two results. This one is the solution. From the solution we deduce that, we prove that the given LHS is equal to RHS, that is log 4 is the required result. Thank you.